I think this year's State of Downtown Van report shows that the future of our city center is becoming a bit more complicated.
Every year, Downtown Van publishes a report tracking statistics like foot traffic, vacancies, and sales, as well as other trends in our downtown. It's kind of like a health checkup, but for a neighborhood.
And at first glance, I thought this year's report seemed fairly straightforward. Dare I say, even boring. Downtown Vancouver is stabilizing.
After rising sharply during the pandemic, the office vacancy rate is now holding steady at around 12%. Storefront vacancy is improving, falling 2.2 percentage points from last year to 12.7% this year. And foot traffic downtown has been flat for the last couple years, with most of downtown's shopping streets seeing little change in visitors.
So yes, on the surface, downtown Vancouver is holding steady for now, which for many is kind of a relief after years of turbulence. But dig deeper into this report, and there are much bigger changes happening below the surface here.
First off, there are almost no more new office developments planned in downtown Vancouver. The last one completed was on Pender Street in 2023, and as long as vacancy rates stay above 10%, that probably won't change anytime soon.
At the same time, expect way more hotels.
Thanks to recent policy changes from the city of Vancouver, there are now 11 hotel projects planned downtown, which would add over 3,200 rooms for visitors. And interestingly enough, one of the city's largest childcare facilities is planned to open here on Granville Street, with space for 179 children.
And speaking of Granville Street, this is going to be a very important place to watch over the coming years. The report describes it as the spine of the central business district. And yes, it looks pretty busy right now with FIFA in town, but the reality is that the last few years on Granville Street have been tumultuous, with crime, vacancies, and the closures of several anchor businesses like Nordstrom in 2023 and Hudson's Bay last year. That said, major changes are on the horizon here too.
Aritzia and Simons recently announced plans to move into Nordstrom's old space. Development group Ani acquired the Hudson's Bay building this spring, and two major projects are planning to build towers on Granville Street with a mix of hotels, rental apartments, and upgrades to venues like the Commodore. And finally, there's the recently approved Granville Street Plan, which proposes new rental housing, hotels, public spaces, and eventually transforming parts of the street into a pedestrian-only zone.
There is clearly a lot of interest on this street, and whatever happens next year will almost certainly go on to shape the rest of downtown Vancouver. So those were my big takeaways, but the report is filled with plenty of other interesting insights too, like which company just secured the biggest lease for new downtown office space at 291,000 square feet. I'll give you a clue. They probably needed the extra space to stretch.
You can check out the full report at dtvan.ca.